Hi friends, welcome to Mission Tech Center classes. Now we will see the beam reactions. It's an important concept in engineering mechanics. First of all, understand the concept of a beam. What is a beam? Beam is a structural element, has one dimension considerably larger than the other two dimensions, and which offers a resistance to bending against the applied loads. To apply the external loads on the beam, it should be supported. The various types of supports are roller, hinged support with roller, and fixed support. What are the conditions of a roller support? In this case, the beam is kept on a roller and this roller is supported, having single reaction which is perpendicular to the support. In the case of a hinged support, the beam is pinned or hinged to another rigid body and this rigid body is supported. If any inclined or horizontal loads acting on the beam, there will be two reactions perpendicular to each other. If there is no horizontal components, that is RH is equal to 0, then there exists only the vertical reaction, that is RAV. In the case of hinged support with roller, the beam is hinged or pinned to another rigid body. This rigid body is kept on a rollers and this roller is supported, which is similar to roller support, having single reaction perpendicular to the support. In the case of fixed support, the end of the beam is supported, not free to move or rotate. Beams are classified on the basis of its supports. When two simple supports are provided at the ends of a beam, is called simply supported beam. The distance between the two end supports is known as the span of the beam. If any beam is projecting from its support, is called overhanging beam. When one end of the beam is fixed and other end is free, is called cantilever beam. When both ends of the beam is fixed, is known as fixed beam. When beam having more than two support positions is called continuous beam. The different types of loads acting on the beam are point load, uniformly distributed load, and uniformly varying load. When loads are applied at certain points on the beam, the loads are said to be point load. UDL has same intensity of load over a certain length of the beam. Here intensity is W and X is the span length. Both diagrams represent UDL, and the resultant load or equivalent load is acting at a distance x by 2 from either ends of magnitude W into X. In the case of uniformly varying load, the load is uniformly varying from one point to another point. The U will have a small end and a big end. The centroid of the UVL will be at a distance x by 3 from the big end of magnitude half into Wx. Let us work out an example. A beam 6 meter long is loaded as shown. Calculate the reactions at point A and B. Since A is a hinged support having two components, two reactions RH and RAV perpendicular to each other. If any horizontal load acts in the beam, two reactions will be there, otherwise single reaction only. In this case, there is no horizontal loads acting on the beam, so that the value of RH is equal to 0. In the case of B, it is a roller support having single reaction. Then applying equilibrium conditions, vertical force along the y direction, which is equal to 0. The upward forces are considered as positive and the downward forces are taken as negative. Here RAV and RB acting along the upward direction taken as positive, and 10 and 20 forces are taken as negative since it is acting in the downward direction. Then we get the value RAV plus RB is equal to 30. As we know that sigma FH is equal to 0, now horizontal load acting on the beam. Then taking moment about moment center A. First of all, draw a horizontal and a vertical line which is passing through the moment center A. The horizontal line is meted by 10, 20 and RB forces. 10 and 20 forces makes a clockwise couple of magnitude 10 into 2 clockwise, similar way 20 into 4 clockwise, then R minus RB into 6 since it is in anti-clockwise direction taken as negative. Then we get the value of RB is 16.67 kilonewton. Substitute the same in this equation, then we get the value RAV which is equal to 13.33 kilonewton. Let us work out another example. Problem number 2. Determine the reactions at the supports of the beam. Here, since A is a hinged support having two reactions, RH and RAV, perpendicular to each other. Here 20 kilonewton makes an angle 65 degree with the horizontal. Extend that load in the to the downward direction. Then we get 65 degree here. The angle making component should be taken as cos of that component. Then 20 cos 65 acting along the x direction and 20 sin 65 acting along the y direction. 65 kilonewton, 35 kilonewton acting at point D. Similar way, an inclined force of magnitude 25 kilonewton making an angle 55 degree with a horizontal. Since this is the angle making, then after drawing the line, the angle will be here. We get 25 cos 55 along x direction and 25 sin 55 along the y direction. Here the roller support is placed on an inclined plane. The reaction at B having two components, that is RB cos 30 and RB sin 30 along the x-axis. The enlarged view of the roller support RB is drawn here. This is the 30 degree angle which makes with the horizontal. Draw a vertical line which is passing through the reaction point B. Meet at the horizontal axis making a 90 degree. Then we get 60 degree angle here. We know that the total angle will be 90 degree. Then we get 30 degree here. The line divides the vertical axis. Then we get 30 degree also here. We know that if we get an angle here, that will be the angle which makes it with the vertical axis. This is the angle making component of RB cos 30 and the other will be RB sin 30. Then apply the equilibrium conditions. Sigma Fy equal to 0, Fh is equal to 0 and the moment about point A is equal to 0. When the net force acting along the y direction Fy is equal to 0 or Fv is equal to 0, we know that RAV and RB cos 30 which are acting in the upper directions taken as positive, and the other forces 20 sin 65, 35 Newton and 25 sin 55 which acts in the downward direction taken as negative. Substitute the values, we get RAB plus RB cos 30 is equal to 73.6. Here the directions are given. Upward forces are considered as positive, downward forces are considered as negative. In the case The net force acting on the x direction or the horizontal direction is equal to 0. Towards right consider as positive and towards left consider as negative. Two forces are acting towards right and two forces are acting towards left. Then we get an equation number 2. Now we are going to take the moment about point A. Draw a horizontal and a vertical line passing through the point A. The clockwise moment should be taken as positive and the anti-clockwise moment should be taken as negative. This is the clockwise direction and this is the anti-clockwise direction. The line of action of the forces RH 20 cos 65, 25 cos 55 and RB sin 30, which is passing through the moment center A, making a zero moment. The force 20 sin 65, which makes a clockwise moment of magnitude 20 sin 65 into 1. Another force 35, making a clockwise moment of magnitude 35 into 2.5. And a magnitude of 25 sin 55 into 3.5 also along the clockwise direction. And RB cos 30 into 4.5, which acts along the anti-clockwise direction, considered as negative. Then we get the value of RB. Substitute the value of RB in equation 1 and equation 2. We get the RAB and RH respectively. Let us work out the problem number 3. Find the reactions at A and B. Here I2C is a UDL, 40 kN clockwise moment is given and a combined load is given. Lower part of the combined load is a UDL and the upper part is a uniformly varying load. The total load of 5 kN is given. When subtracting the 3 kN from the 5 kN, then we get 2 kN, which is the value for the uniformly varying load. We know that in the case of a UDL, magnitude of W into X acting at a distance x by 2 from either sides. In the case of a uniformly varying load, the sun rod will be act at a distance x by 3 from the big end of the uniformly varying load. Otherwise, at a distance 2x by 3 from the lower end of the uniformly varying load. Here, 2 into 2 is the magnitude of the force or the resultant of the UDL or the equivalent load of the UDL, which acts at a distance x by 2 distance, here 1 meter, and D to E 3 Newton is the intensity of load for UDL. Then 3 into 2, 6 kN is the resultant force acting at the midpoint of the D, that is at a distance 1 meter from D. The center of the UVL is at a distance x by 3 from the big end. Then we get a load of half into W into X. But here W is the value of the intensity of load of 2 kN. Then get the value of 2 kN resultant acts through the sun rod of the UVL. Then apply the equilibrium conditions. Sigma FV equal to 0. We are considering the upward forces are positive. We get RAB plus RB is equal to 12. In the case of x direction, the net force acting along the x direction, the RH is 0 since there is no horizontal load components on the beam. Apply the equilibrium condition sigma m is equal to 0. Draw a horizontal and a vertical line passing through the point A. A 4 kN makes a clockwise moment of magnitude 4 into 1. The direction of 40 kilonewton is already given. We are considering clockwise moment as positive, then value of 40 should be taken as positive, and 6 kilonewton makes a moment of 6 into 5 along the clockwise direction. Similar way 2 into 5.33 along the clockwise direction, and the reaction at B makes an anti-clockwise moment of minus 7 RB. Then we get the value of RB 12.09. Substituting the values in the equation, then we get the RAV minus 0.09 kilonewton. The minus notation shows that the force is actually acting in the downward direction. Thank you for watching.